So how do you apply for a green card for a family member? If you're a US citizen or even a green card holder and you're applying for a family member, it's important to understand this process. The I-130 form is the main document you'll need when bringing a family member to the US. The I-130 petition is necessary for US citizens or green card holders to sponsor certain family members like parents, children, siblings, or a spouse. But when you're applying for a marriage green card, you'll need to complete Form I-130A also. This is in addition to the I-130. The I-130 provides additional information about your spouse. If your spouse is not in the US, you're still gonna have to fill it. They just don't need to sign it though. You can submit Form I-130 form online or by mail, and both methods have their advantages. If you choose to file by mail, visit the USCIS website to get the correct mailing address. One thing to keep in mind is your residency status. If you're a US citizen or a green card holder and you're living outside the US, it could affect your petition, especially during consular processing. You need to show that you plan to live in the US when your spouse arrives. The I-130 form asks for a lot of personal details, including your residential history, work history, and family information. It's crucial to fill this out accurately. Along with this, you'll also need to provide proof of marriage and evidence of your relationship, like photos, joint bank statements, and any other documentation that shows your relationship is real. One of the most important pieces of evidence is your marriage certificate. Make sure that all the details on this certificate are correct. If your name changed at the time of marriage, make sure to update it on all legal documents, including your passport if you're going through consular processing. If you're applying for a green card within the US, you'll also need to file Form I-485. And sometimes you can file both Form I-130 and I-485 together. Usually this is the case if you're married to a US citizen. But if your spouse is a green card holder, you'll have to wait until the priority date becomes available. You can check the priority date on the visa bulletin. Just Google visa bulletin to get there. Keep in mind that some cases will require an interview, either at the embassy abroad or here in the US at the USCIS. But keep in mind that most marriage-based green card cases have been seeing interview waivers recently. If you have stepchildren and are filing for your spouse, US citizens need to file a separate I-130 for each child. But if you're a green card holder, you can include your spouse and children on the same I-130. Alright, so the processing times for the I-130 petitions can vary widely. On average, it takes around 12 months for a US citizen spouse, but it can take much longer for a green card holder spouse. Always check the current timelines as these can change. The key thing to remember is that the I-130 form's main purpose is to show that your relationship is real. There are other steps to follow for your spouse to actually get their green card. Cover that in a different video. I hope this video helps clarify the I-130 petition process. Feel free to reach out if you have any questions.